It's been probably about 2 to 3 years since I built this smaller version of a shoe shelf to go next to the front door. And when I built it and originally posted about it, somebody said, you probably should stain it. I stained this today, and I figured, well, since I stained that, why not go ahead and stain this too? Now, for context, this is a monitor stand that I built out of some scrap lumber. And I used this Minwax Polyshade stain and polyurethane in one step. And the way it works, this actually has 2 coats of this polyurethane on it. This has nothing on it right now. So what I'm going to do is get all of this debris from the shoes that have been sitting on it, and then go ahead and apply the stain and give it the appropriate amount of time to dry accordingly, and then put on a second coat. Hopefully I can do that, because, well, there's not much daylight left. Hey, my name is Kenny, and I'm from Robinson Handy and Technology Services. This video will be about staining the shoe shelf that I built some time ago. The purpose of staining this is to not only give it more life out of it, but then if I ever need to wipe it down, let's say, stuff gets on it or something like that nature, having a coat or 2 or more of polyurethane will help protect not only the wood, but then also give it a better finish, as I showed you with the monitor stand. Now I have it set up on my makeshift painting station. I am currently outdoors, and I have this old shower curtain that I'm using as a, I guess, catch-all, if you will, in case any runs and drips and so forth. This is the monitor stand that I built. Like I say, it was made out of scrap wood, so there are some imperfections in it, like the holes here, as well as the pencil lines that were previously drawn on here and the wood's previous life as a bookcase. That being said, this does not have that many issues like this one does, so I'm just going to go ahead and stain it as is. Yes, you could sand it, but typically these edge glued boards are already smooth and sanded, so you don't really have to do much to them. You can round over the edges here because they can be in some cases rather sharp, but everything else is pretty much ready to go. The first layer of polyurethane is completed. As you see, I've covered everything on at least the sides that are facing where I can see them. The bottom side here will be, once I flip it over, I will paint or stain, as well as this bottom side as well. Technically this is the inside. As you can see the difference between the non-stained side, which is this, and the stained side, which is that. And so once that dries, it says about an hour, I will put another layer on there, and then once that dries, flip it over, do the same thing for the other 2 parts. This is the furniture stand after the second layer of stain has been applied. As you see, it does not look very shiny, and I'm not sure why that is the case. I'll probably ended up sanding this or something of that nature, and then throwing some more polyurethane, just polyurethane by itself, on here to give it a bit more shine than what currently is on here. I'm thinking that the stain that's in there did not mix well, and that's why it has this flat look to it. It's also very grainy like. So I'm going to flip it over, do the other side, and then that will be it for this once the polyurethane goes on. The project has been finished. I did add a coat of just polyurethane. It is oil-based polyurethane, so it is kind of slickish there, and as you can see, it's got that shine on it from the polyurethane. I did not sand it, and so that's why you see some of the ripples in here and some of the unevenness of the wood, which in my opinion and for this particular use case is fine for me. However, it could have been sanded. If you want something to be perfectly smooth, you can sand it, starting out with like a 80 or a 100 grit, and then working your way up to about a 200 to maybe a 250 grit sandpaper, and get it as smooth as possible. So it's been stained all the way around, top, bottom, up, whatever. The tops of the shelves have been stained a little bit more than the sides, more so because stuff will actually be on the top of the shelf and not so much on the side of the shelf. So there you have that particular part. that will wrap things up for this video. If you have not already, please be sure to subscribe and follow. Also, please give video a thumbs up. If you are in or near the Montgomery area, yes, I do build these for custom builds. So if you have a space like what I have where this will be setting up near the front door and you want something similar to this, feel free to reach out, rhtservices.net, and we can get something squared away and set up for you so you can have one of your own. Please be sure to come back often, and see you in the next video.